Hello. Hello, everyone. Happy Thursday. I am trying something new today, so I have a little camera set up on my sewing machine so you can all see what I'm sewing as we're chatting this morning. As you join this stream, I would love it if you would drop a comment, let me know you're there. All right, and I apologize because I'm going to be moving the computer a little bit. I want to make sure that my Patreons know that, oh, of course I closed out the window. Silly me, no wonder I forgot to send them a note and tell them that I was going live. So bear with me for 1 minute while I go grab the link to the live. Oh, and of course I woke up this morning. Hello, Danelle. I woke up this morning and my neighbor is having her roof done. So if you hear hammering in the background, that's what that is. Hopefully it's not too loud. But there's not much I can do about that, unfortunately. There we go. Don't you love it when you wake up and there's hammering? It's always so good. Oops. All right. Now we will stop bouncing around. I can stop touching things now. Oh, good. I'm glad you can't hear anything. I was hoping that, you know, the webcam would be picking it up from this direction and not from the side. So, yeah. It's good times today. Yeah. Luckily, we were only tipped off by our cat who started growling at them for some reason. So I thought that was really funny. You woke up to Luna barking that she wanted mama loving 45 minutes before she's supposed to get up. Oh my gosh. Love it. Love it. That's really funny. I didn't wake up too early, but I was having crazy dreams actually last night. Just feel like I've been having crazy dreams a lot lately. Not sure what that's about, but you know, one of those that you startle awake that keeps happening. Not quite sure why. So I got notes this week or comments from people who saw the video that dropped on Tuesday, where that was kind of fun because I shared really a bin of old fabrics that I have from like the 90s. And I was getting all kinds of fun comments about people who had the same fabrics and or people who related to having so many UFOs. And what I thought was really fun was there was more than one person who was like, okay, I'm finally ready to start the village sew along. So I'm excited and hope that, you know, people will be joining in on the fun. So if you are just getting started with the village sew along, the link to the pattern is below. I have the original pattern, but now it's a free pattern on Moda's website, and there's a link in the description. It's really fun. You use charm packs. You can use scraps if you want for this. And then you cut your charm packs into really fun shapes. It makes it really easy. And that is how you build house blocks. Let me grab a house. Grab this one. And we're making these houses. So much fun. You need 130. I can never remember. I think it's 130 houses. I'm at 52. Hopefully a few more today. 132. And I'm at 52. So I've got a ways to go. Got a ways to go. Oh, my sewing machine is not threaded. I don't know how that happened. We're just going to start over because sometimes my machine gets a little quirky at once. If it comes unthreaded, it just sometimes wants me to start over and rethread it. So that's what I'm going to do. Let's see. Is anyone new joining? Please drop a comment and let us know you're here. Also, if you're watching the replay, feel free to drop comments. Anyway, I always go back and respond. So if you have questions, I usually try and either answer in the comments, or I try and, if it's a visual thing, I do it the next week. Sometimes there have been good questions that have arisen from people watching the replay. You're a silly Michigan girl. I feel like I used to live close to Michigan, in the same general area. All right, I'm going to start. What I'm going to be working on today is I'm going to be building some more of these units. I build mine by unit. I don't go one by one, but one by one is perfectly acceptable. I went ahead and I cut my roofs that I was working on last week first thing this morning so that I was fresh and not on camera. Since I nearly had an incident with my rotary cutter meeting my finger, and we can't have that on camera. That would be really, really bad. Oh, Danelle, thank you so much for that. Danelle said, everyone watching, make sure to hit the thumbs up button to help YouTube know that you like Tracy's channel. Thank you so much. Hi, Mary. Good morning. Good morning. Nice to see you this morning. It's a quiet day. I feel like it's been a quiet week on YouTube in general. Actually, for the past few weeks since Easter, it's been very, very quiet. And I know I'm not the only one, because I have some friends with channels as well, and they were experiencing the same sort of little bit of quietness. I don't know if Danelle, if you've been experiencing that, or if you've just been have your regular viewers, but I feel like it's been just a little bit quiet. All right, I'm looking at my fabrics. I've got an array of really pretty, let me see if I can pick it up, an array of really pretty fabrics this morning for the sides of my houses. I cut some new ones today that were from a pack that is called, I got two of them, so let me grab it. This is an old, I think they were both from the same collection. Actually, you know what? They're not the same collection. So one was Uppercase Volume 1 and this one's Uppercase Volume 2, but I grabbed these. These are old. These are from Janine Van Gool of Uppercase Magazine, for Wyndham, and so that's what I cut up this morning. Janelle says, yeah, I'm guessing from the weather getting nice and people being outside more. Yeah. Also, you know, if they've got kids in school, it's the end of the school year. Oh my gosh. So busy, especially if you've got someone in high school or elementary school. I feel like both of those are pretty busy towards the end of the year. You just have so many activities while school is, the weather gets warm and there's so many activities for kids, whether it's sports or, you know, end of year general festivities. So it's been the start of spring time. My views are always smaller. Yeah, I just kind of had a feeling, so I knew not to take it personally, luckily. I try not to look at the numbers too much, but you know, obviously you notice that there's, you know, less people watching your content. Let's see now. So I'm going to put it up here so that you can maybe see what I'm doing a little bit and not just a boring little. So I've got some fabrics and I'm trying to find a part that goes here that might match with what I'm doing, and I'm auditioning. That's not too bad. It's not terrible. It's not great either. Ooh, you know what? This one might work. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I love it when you drop the fabric, but it sticks to your clothes. So it doesn't go too far. Oh, I keep forgetting I don't have my little side petal. Let's see. Give it a little press over here. Yeah, and I must admit that the weather has been really quite beautiful. Interesting. Sometimes, so some of these fabrics I cut a while ago, and I don't know if I was using what ruler I was using at the time, but some of them are just not quite the right size. Just slightly off, which I think is a little strange, but what can you do? I'm going with it, and I'm not going to bother trimming it at this point. When it's just a little bit of a hair off, especially if I'm just gonna line it up with the bottom edge so that I know if I go back I can trim the top. Oh, and that's interesting, only one side was off. Okay, good times. I'm hoping to make a bunch of progress today. I'm just feeling a little bit like I don't know. I'm ready to make some serious progress on this one today. And lately, I just feel like I've been working so slowly, which I have been, so. Alright, I'm going to see if I've got a roof that maybe goes. What do we think of that? Not terrible. This one might be a little bit better. Yeah, I like that one better. my thread broke again. Uh-oh. I wonder what the deal is. Maybe my needle has a little, oops, burr on it. We'll try one more time, and then if that doesn't work, then I'll switch out my needle. Oops, sorry. Mary says, I'm definitely going more slowly and concentrating on enjoying the process. I love that. Thanks for that reminder. Sometimes I need to remind myself that I don't have to hurry, that it's not a race. You know? I've been, in some ways, I'm not a very fast sewer at all. Because a lot of times I do take my time, but sometimes I have deadlines, and then I definitely think that I need to rush on everything, you know? Cute. Oh, I'll give a little flippy. There we go. Boop. All right, 54. Janelle says, I use the village houses to sew when my brain is overloaded and I don't want to work on more complicated projects. That's how I have used this project over the past 10 years, really. Because I just, you know, sometimes we're just so... I mean, that's the point of sewing, isn't it? That we can slow down. And just enjoy what we're doing and what we're making. Not terrible. All right, I'm not sure I love that. I'm going to put that one aside. I'm going to try and see if I've got some... You know what, I'm going to do it here again. Don't love that. Let's see. Not terrible. Also not terrible. I think I'm going to go with that one. Yeah, I kind of sometimes fall into the everything must be quick and done absolutely perfectly mentality. And I don't need to be in that mentality anymore. All right. 55. Some cute ones going today. Good morning, Debbie. You say you're here procrastinating an odd alteration project. That's fun. Okay with that one. So this week's video, I showed my oldest UFO. And I got a comment yesterday that made me laugh so hard because someone commented that their oldest UFO was from 1976 and it was a double knit quilt, which I thought was so funny. And then she said, what did she have? She had one from 1976, and then I think two from the 80s. And she had 51 UFOs. 51. So then that made me think that, you know, my like 34 or something like that isn't that bad. It might be more than 34. I don't know. All right, there we go. All right. Making a little bit of progress, at least. Gonna need more roofs. I'm feeling a little bit paranoid after last week's rotary cutter fiasco. It wasn't a fiasco. It was a near fiasco. For sure. Yeah, definitely. Okay. That's as many as I can put together with the current roofs that I've got. Definitely got to make more roofs. But I'll put together some little house units today and see what we've got. I've got some sparkly ones. I cut up a nice little sparkly door. So somebody's going to get a sparkly door. Oh, I feel so bad. My youngest has been so sick and has got the worst cough. And I can hear them coughing from here. I'm sure you can't, luckily. Let's see. Do these numbers include the tops that need to be quilted and bound? Yes. Debbie says, my sister-in-law bought a pair of linen pants with embroidery and fancy trim at the hem, and they need to be shorter. I can't open the seam at the end. The trim was sewn in a circle, then sewn over the hem. Oh, goodness. Good morning, Giovanna. Or actually, I'm not sure what time it is where you are. Might be afternoon. Oh, goodness. So is the embroidery over the hem? Is that why you can't open it? Goodness. That's tricky. I still have to do a skirt. I meant to bring it upstairs so I could finish that. But I've got a skirt that's got elastic thread for the waist, like a shirred elastic waist. And it's got a handkerchief hem, and I have not hemmed it yet. I need to do that because the weather's warming up, and that needs to be done for my mother-in-law, and it needs to be shortened 3 inches. And I'm thinking that the easiest way to shorten it is going to be at the waist instead of the handkerchief hem. So, and I feel like that should be relatively easy. But now I realize that I can take off the current waistband. There is a spot, and so I might do that. Let's do that. I'm trying to put together some door combinations. let's see. I've got quite the stack of the little spot that goes above the door. Quite a stack of those. And hopefully they're all trimmed correctly. Be fun. Okay, that's what I'm going to use for that. If I do a light blue. Alright, I'm going to put over here where I'm working on. I just licked my finger to separate the fabric. That's so silly. This color is a really like interesting blue that I don't think I've got any other bits of, so I might just find something a little different to use there. That almost is right, but not quite. You know, that wouldn't be terrible. I'm gonna do that. I feel like that's okay. So I currently am working on, let's see, my village quilt, and the link for this pattern is below. It's now a free pattern, and so I'm just continuing to make little houses. I only work on this project when I'm live, and so this one's a very slow stitch for me. So we were just actually discussing taking this project as just sort of a fun, slow thing to work on and not putting a lot of pressure on it, and then just enjoying the process, because this one is just, it's just fun. I think that top piece went a little crooked, but that's okay. I will fix it when I press it. Okay. Yes, house blocks again. Generally house blocks. I'm sure at some point this will morph into something else, because not everyone at this sewing group is working on house blocks, but a bunch of people are. This is just our chatty time of day to get together and sew. Yay! I think that came out kind of cute. It looks like it's got a little orange like shrub. Okay, why don't we work on something, I don't know, we'll go with pink. I've got a lot of orange lately, a lot of orange, so maybe, you know what, I'll work on a gray one. I don't know, is that going to be too drab? It might be too drab for this quilt, you know? Hello, Laura. Welcome, welcome. Good morning. Good morning, Mama J. Who else have I missed? Have I missed anyone else? Good morning, Nem9135. Oh, that's great. She says, good morning all. I'm just pinning blocks for a new donation quilt and watching all the fun houses. That's fantastic. Love it. Yes, I should probably try and do something a little greenish because I've got some green and some blue roofs. That might work. I've got a couple of ideas. Okay, cool. I've got some ideas for ones that I can put with the roofs that I've got. Why don't we do purple? Purple, purple, purple. You know what? I'm going to swap this for purple. Purple door. That'll make it a little more bright and fun and cheerful. And maybe I'll do, is that too blue? Nah, it's fine. I'm not going to stress about it. Why do I think orange is too drab? Oh no, I don't think orange is drab at all. I just think I've got a lot of orange lately because I've got just got a bunch of orange blocks, so it's going to be very cheerful. I think maybe I was thinking one of the other colors that I was looking at was too drab for that particular one that I was building. Orange could never be drab. Never. Oopsie. Why did it do that? It had to bounce, didn't it? We're going to pick that up. Pick that up. Move it over. There we go. I think what I was saying was I thought that maybe gray and black was too drab for this quilt because it's got so much bright colors. The next one I think I'll do, I just saw a roof that's orange that I think I can pair with a pink and orange. There, see? I brightened it up a bit. So I think I'm going to take this one. Because I saw this roof peeking out at me. And I thought maybe I could do, can you see that okay? Yeah. Okay, so I saw that roof. And I thought maybe that, oh, tell me I've got like something really fun for the door. Maybe we do the sparkles for the door. Is that crazy? Maybe. Maybe that's a little out there. Not terrible, but not great. You know, it's got to speak to you, you know? Let's see what else I've got. It's kind of fun. That might be the winner. It's fun because, you know, sometimes when you're building these houses, you can make combinations that, you know, if you saw them in real life, you'd be like, whoa, that's crazy. But we're just making fabric houses. And they can be as crazy as we want. Started a little too far back. I totally could fussy cut the doors. My gosh, I'm missing a whole conversation. Okay, so I've got to scroll back. All right. Let's see. Nem says, my houses are also an into a top, so hopefully we'll get it quilted in the next month or so. Loved using up my Halloween scraps. Yay! Yay! And Debbie Brown Quilts is quilting hers this week. And so I'm pretty sure she's going to make a video for us about how she's decided to quilt it. So as soon as that's done, I'll send you all over. Tasha says, hey, watching while working. Yay, living vicariously. Hello, Tasha Quilts. I do have a Tim Gunn autograph. I do. I do. I got to meet him twice, actually. So, there you go. Make it work. From 2009. I think I met him at Blog Her, at the Blog Her convention. And that was when I got that autograph. And then I met him again. He came to my town when he did his book. He wrote a book and he did a book tour, and I got to meet him again. And it was close enough after that that he remembered meeting me. Or at least he told me that he remembered meeting me. So I thought that was sweet. He's a very nice man. I slowed that down a little too much. There we go. That's better. Let's see. Mama J says, watching on TV while I edit, but wanted to say howdy. This is my first time catching you live. Yay. Thank you so much for joining us. Giovanna says, I have some orange fabric that is gorgeous. Yeah. Orange fabric. I've never had a problem with orange. I know some people don't like it, but I've liked it. And I realized working on a quilt using some of my Tula fabric that I absolutely love orange and like fuchsia, like hot pink. I absolutely love it. It's like my favorite color combination. Giovanna says, gray has its place in life. Most of my trousers are gray. It definitely has its place. I feel like I wear a lot of gray in the winter, and I have zero problems wearing gray. It can be elegant, actually. Giovanna says you could fussy cut the doors. I totally have fussy cut some of the doors. I have one right here, actually. Make it a close-up of my arm. I have little stacks clipped, but this one I fussy cut. I fussy cut the little princess in the door. And I know some people are doing all kinds of fussy cutting with this particular pattern because they're adding different things, bushes, flowers, all kinds of things to it, which I love. Yes, he is just as amazing in person. Just super kind and very, very nice. Yes, totally has a lot of orange in it. That one is all Lori Holt fabric. Laura says, I did not like the color orange until I became a quilter. True story. Now I even wear orange and salmon colored tops in the summertime. I've been converted. I wonder if that's true for me too. That may very well be true. I would never have worn orange before I became a quilter. Not in a million years. And now I think I would. Some people, like my husband, orange is his red, his go-to. Like he can't wear red, but he can wear orange. I love that. I love that one too. The one with the princess. Yes, that one's a very vintage Heather Ross print that I think was Princess and the Pea. So I've got a bunch of pieces of that in this particular quilt. So I had multiple, I had like a whole charm pack of that collection. So there's a bunch in there. So, all right. Speaking of orange, orange and pink, that's what we went with today. So, oh no, I lost count. Is this 54 or 55? Something like that. Something like that. Hello, Lena. Good morning. You're just out and about town, but listening in. Thank you so much for doing that. I love it. I love that you guys are, you know, just doing things and you're just going to join in just to say hello. I love it. Giovanna says, my tops in summer are usually white, but now I think I will dye them. That's a great idea. Hello, Yvette. Good morning, good morning. Debbie says, I was in a block exchange group. We weren't allowed to use orange fabrics or novelty fabrics. I wouldn't be able to be in that group. And that's funny because my friend was telling me a story yesterday about someone who years ago they worked in a quilt shop, and someone came in and needed help picking out fabric for a project. And it was a group project or a class or something like that. And the teacher had said no orange fabric. And the person who was buying the fabric, their favorite color combination was purple and orange, which is the same as my friend. And I think she said something snarky about, like, you know, then maybe you don't need to take that class or something like that. But I think if I couldn't use novelty prints, yeah, I'd be out of luck. Seriously out of luck. Because I love fussy cutting. I think I've always liked novelty prints in some capacity. And I've just always been drawn to like fun prints, because what's the point? Everybody can make their whatever quilts makes them happy, you know. So what's the point of doing something? I mean, sometimes I guess it's good for you to be constrained in some way so that you can like stretch your creativity. I get that. So I guess it depends on the class. Like I'd really have to be wanting to stretch things in order for me to not use orange or novelty prints. I'm going to see if I can do something with that roof. Let's see. This one might not be bad. You like that? That's pretty good. Either that one or that one. That one for sure. All right, now let's see if I can figure out a door situation. That doesn't really match. That's not bad. Let's see, I need a door. No, I need a door. Nope, 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 nope. Polka dots. Maybe more polka dots. It's not terrible. It's not great, but it's not terrible. The other option is blue. I do blue. Oh wait, let's see. Hold on. We're gonna see if we can find something else, because maybe I just don't like this one. Not sure I love that. I'm gonna have both blues out on the sides to be able to tell, don't I? I think that's what it'll be. Not too hard to pick. What's considered a novelty print? So Tasha, anything that's got like what I consider a novelty print, or things that have, like, I would say this is a novelty print, even though it's a really elegant novelty print. Things that have images on it of, like, it could be fabric that has food on it. It could be fabric that has, like, looks like a picnic table with ants on it. It, like, fabric with snails on it. They probably, I could be wrong, but, you know, they might want you to just focus on things that are more basic, like, not basic, tonal, that kind of a thing. Yeah, fun prints. Debbie says, I don't know how to describe novelty prints other than fun prints. Yeah, like things that have graphic images on them. Giovanna says, crazy people. Indeed. Debbie says, I never made any blocks with them. They had issues. I moved on. I wanted scrappy blocks for scrappy quilts, so I made my own. It took extra time, but it was so worth it. Yeah, you know, like, it's your time. It's your time that you're spending making things. Like, you should be having fun, don't you think? I mean, quilts take a while to make. You should be having fun with it. Hello, Ophelia. My kitty just came in and she's crawling over in the corner. Hi, Karen. Yeah, we still have like 10 minutes. So if you're here that you can hang out, that's awesome. And if you want to catch the replay, that's fine too. Tasha says, oh, gotcha. So like a standard floral print, not so much, but something a little more cutesy. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. So I would think that a classic floral print is fine. Like, I wouldn't consider that novelty, but I mean, it could depend on the teacher. There might be some reason why they didn't want you to use novelty prints in that class. But sometimes the teacher just doesn't like a particular thing. Depends on the teacher, you know? Definitely heard of teachers who didn't like orange, and so they didn't allow people to use orange. And it might just because they have like an adverse reaction and they don't want to have an adverse reaction to your project. Maybe. I don't know. My watch is telling me it's time to stand. I like a variety of fabrics too. It's funny because I've been constrained for so long in using only fabrics from like a particular collection in my quilts that I am just so looking forward to not having that constraint on me anymore. in working in magazines, you have to use fabric by a particular manufacturer. So you can, like, if you want to venture outside of a collection, you can use basics from the same brand. So if you're, say, using, I don't know, say you're using Tula, you can use basics from Free Spirit, but you have to really stay within that. Which, you know, is kind of tricky sometimes. Sometimes if you stick to just a collection, it's a bit much, you know. Sometimes you need a place for your eyes to rest. All right, give this one a little press. Speaking of giving your eyes a place to rest, this one does not do that. Although the colors are nice and subtle. So I don't remember what number I'm on now. Hopefully we get to 60. I doubt we will, because we've literally got about 10 more minutes. Wish I had something. Oh, I do. It's like I don't know that I've got enough doors. Not sure I've got enough doors. How's that one for a crazy print? I don't even know that you can see how crazy this print is. I'll do it over here. It's better. So that's going to be the next one. My chair is extra squeaky today. We might have to go with the sparkles on this one. I'm going all in on this one because it's going to be insane. It's the busy house. I can imagine it would be super fun to do this project with Halloween fabric or, you know, Christmas fabric. It'd be totally fun to do Christmas themed houses. I don't know what I did with my little wooden iron. That would be nice to be using right now. All right, let's see. Oh, Laura asked, how did I think of my cat's name? I thought there may have been a book called Ophelia when I was a child. We got 2 kittens. They actually just turned 2. And we had them for quite a while before we named them. And there's a children's book, an Edward Gorey children's book called The Ghastly Crumb Timies that we were actually partially trying to stick to. And I think maybe Ophelia came from that book. But we call them the twins, even though one's black and one's Siamese. And they are Ophelia and Orion. We just picked O names. I'm not quite sure why. It just stuck. We thought of them and we were like, yep, that's their names. So that's how we did. So there you go. Debbie said, with the birth of each new family member, I add a new fabric to my scrappy collection. That's fun. My life got really nuts in 2011. Our oldest grandson's mom died. Oh, he came to live with us for 18 months. He was 10 and autistic. My mother-in-law had dementia. Oh gosh, I gave up guilt and kept sewing on my own. Around that time, things went haywire for me as well. So I can, oh gosh, that's a lot. I have similarly done the same thing. Giovanna says, I personally use any fabric I can get for cheap. And as we don't get quilting cotton here, I do with everything from knits to silky fabric. That's amazing. I'm a little bit sad that you don't have quilting cotton, but you gotta do what you gotta do, right? And it still makes a beautiful quilt. Em said, this is my second village quilt. And yes, the Halloween fabric was a lot of fun and very wild and crazy. I love that. I think I said before that I've got a charm pack of a fall collection that is super cute, that has like little squirrels and things like that on it. And I've been trying to think of something to do with that for a while. Let's see. We might try that. That's not terrible. I might like that the best out of what I've got. For roofs, like I said, I need more roofs. Maybe I'll just wait on that one, because I'm not sure. I'm not sure I love that enough to use it. So we might stick where I've landed on blocks, and I'll just stitch up a few more house facades. We'll call them facades. Let's see. What do I have for doors? I'm going to look at my doors and then pick, because it'll be easier. I'm not sure I've got anything that I love going together today. I'm going to have to cut up more pieces for next week. I'm going to have to do it not on camera, because I get too caught up in the conversation and then I mess up, or I almost cut my fingers. Oh, and you know what? I forgot to say, next week we will not have a live, unfortunately. We're going to have a live the week after that. I will be in Chicago for the F&F Festival, which is the Fabric and Fiber Festival. And if you're in the Chicago area and you're planning to go to that show, stop by the Make and Take booth and say hello to me. So that's where I will be next week. Giovanna said I had a white cat and he got the name Gatto, cat in Italian, because I couldn't think of a name for him. That's what happens sometimes, you know? It's really hard. We've got 4 cats now, actually. One's an outdoor cat that she was left behind by neighbors who moved away, and so we take care of her now. But other than that, we've got 3 kittens. Well, the twins are now 2, so they're not technically kittens anymore, but then we've got a little 9-month-old. Well, he might be 10 months old now, but he's still a kitten, but he's bigger than the other 2. Oh my goodness. I didn't think that my phone would ring. So, goodness. But that's what happens sometimes on Wi-Fi. I think my daughter is probably trying to get a hold of me. So, Nem said, my first village quilt, I embroidered all my old addresses. My dad was in the Navy, so we moved a lot on various houses and a few friends' houses I've had over the years, along with my grandkids' house. I love that. What a great idea. Oh, Debbie, you've taken out the 8-inch seam. I think that's enough of an opening to do this alteration. The embroidery has some beading. Oh my goodness. What a project you are working on. What a project. Holy cow, goodness. Sometimes I wish that I could see what you all were working on. That would be lovely. That would be so nice. Em said I had a friend who named her cat Come Here because they never named it, and that's all they ever said. That's really funny. Our newest kitten is named Wilby Tucker, and it was named after a character from an album. And we mostly call him Wilby, but I call him Wilby Tucker when he's bad. He gets the full name treatment. All right, friends. I think my kiddo's sick, and I think they just tried to FaceTime me. So I am gonna head out and go check on them and make sure they're okay. I'm a little bit afraid that they're gonna need to go to the doctor today because they've had this cough for over a week now, and it's not going away, and they can't take over-the-counter cough medicine. So I am gonna head out. I am so glad that you all were here today, and thank you so much for coming and chatting with me as I sewed in my room. And like I said, I will not see you next Thursday, but the week after that. So I'll try and set up the live so that you know, and I'll make sure I post so that everyone's aware that there won't be one like next week. But I will see you in 2 weeks instead, and I hope you all have a really great time, and thanks again for joining me. I'll talk to you soon.